Well, good afternoon, everybody. To say that it's been a strange few days would be an understatement. And I know it's been perplexing for you and confusing for you, not only in regards to schooling, but life in general. Please understand it's been very perplexing and confusing for us here at school as well, in trying to work out what's happening next. However, we had a meeting as soon as the press conference had finished. We've met with all of the campus leaders, and I just want to give you an update on where we're at. I mean, firstly, obviously, while the circumstances surrounding the lockdown are concerning, I think all of us must be very grateful that things are going to turn to relative normal as of Saturday night. So, and that means a number of things are now back in play for us as a school. So, running this through very quickly, because I'm sure you're all very keen to hear about some of our events. First of all, school is back on Monday as normal for all three schools. So that's exciting. So the care minding arrangements that we've had in place will no longer be in place. It's back to school as normal. In regards to that though, there is no mandating or expectation that either students or staff will be wearing masks. Certainly not for the students. It's not being recommended for schools that everyone has to be in masks, so we're certainly not going to mandate that. However, if staff wish to wear masks, they are more than happy to do so. We certainly won't be interfering with your determination around that, but certainly there's no expectation that students wear masks, nor our staff, as of Monday. In regards to parents, and all of the other things that we put into place in regards to restrictions from last week, those restrictions remain the same as to prior to the lockdown. And so that means parents, I'm sorry, but still not allowed on property. Please just drop your children off and then head off. So all of the things that I went through in regards to expectations prior to the lockdown are still in place until we receive any further information from SA Health and the government. In regards to events over the normal events, and I'll get onto the major events in a minute, but in regards to the normal events that would have been happening next week and then moving forward, each of the campuses are looking at those and will be contacting you directly in regards to events that are happening that are of those normal amount. So, however, I'm not trying to rush this through. I just want to try and get to the main thing. Formals. The Murray Bridge formal, which had been slated for next week, we believe that is now back on under the restrictions that were placed on them prior to the lockdown. We are still trying to contact the Ben just to confirm that, but at this stage, the formal will be as planned with those who will be attending. In regards to the Strathalbyn formal, Stanford Grant have gotten back to us. It's not going ahead tonight because we are still under lockdown, but it has been moved to Saturday week, which I believe is the 28th of November. And so that will be held, and it'll be held under the same restrictions that have been put in place prior to Wednesday. That is, that it will be students, the students' partners, and the staff. So unfortunately still, no parents will be allowed to attend, and no external other people such as myself will be allowed to go. But the formal will be going ahead as planned under the restrictions of last week, earlier this week. It's very hard to know what week we're in given all the changes, but the restrictions that were placed in prior to the lockdown, they're still in place, but the formal has been moved to Saturday the 28th of November, and I'm sure Strathalbyn students that Mrs. Kluge will be in contact with you over the next couple of days to work through the arrangements regarding that. The Right Journey at Strathalbyn will now go ahead as planned, but again without parents on site, because under the current restrictions we are not allowed to have you on site. But however, students will be able to have the Right Journey, and again those organising the Right Journey presentation and the program for that night will be in contact with you to walk you through that and explain how that's going to occur. Right, in terms of Salisbury East, the formal has been locked in at Sephiro's for Wednesday the 2nd of December. So at this stage, we will be going ahead planning to have the formal at Sephiro's on the 2nd of December. However, if the current restrictions that are in place, which means that events at places like Sephiro's is limited to 50 for a private function, if that restriction doesn't change, then obviously we cannot hold it at Sephiro's, and we will be holding the formal here at Tyndale. So our plan is to hold it at Sephiro's on the 2nd of December, but if that is not able to go ahead, we will be holding it here at the school. Now I know it's not the same as going to an outside event venue, but it is better that we have it rather than not have it. And there are no guarantees that if the restrictions are in place for Sephiro's in terms of the limitations on numbers, they may not change for weeks. We may have the same restrictions regarding this into the new year, and it may well be that we just end up postponing and never actually having it. However, our view is we would rather have certainty so that the Year 12s can celebrate. And so the formal is we're aiming to have it at Sephiro's on the 2nd of December. However, if it's clear that we will not be able to hold it there, we will be holding it here at the school. And I can guarantee you that we'll be doing everything we can to make it a wonderful affair where you can all come along and celebrate. Now, the other major event is the Year 12 graduation here at Salisbury East, which was going ahead on Monday night. Clearly, under the same rules, there is no way that we can have the graduation service at Influences on Monday night, and there is no guarantee that we'll be able to have it anytime soon. Therefore, at this time, and I know that things can change, as you've seen over the last 2 or 3 days, at this time we are going to combine the graduation prize giving part of the graduation service with the formal. And so we will have a section within the formal where we will give out subject prizes, we'll give out the major prizes, we will announce the Tyndalian award, we will provide an opportunity for our 2 head prefects to be able to provide their speeches, and it'll all be done within the context of the formal, either at Sephiro's or here at Tyndale. We will ensure that that part of the formal is recorded, is filmed, and so therefore, and then sent to families. We cannot have parents on property, we cannot have them at Influences, and that's not going to change over the course of this year. And so therefore, the likelihood of us being able to have families at a graduation service is going to be non-existent in our thinking for many weeks to come. Therefore, we still want to be able to celebrate those students and still celebrate them graduating. They will receive their graduation certificates. Those who have been here since reception all the way to through Year 12 will receive their certificates. And we will make sure that at the formal there is as much pomp and ceremony around all of the graduation stuff that we need to present at that time. Parents and family members, it does mean that you won't be able to be at a graduation service, but given the uncertainty that we live in, we would rather lock it in and make sure it either happens at Sephiro's or at the school where the kids can celebrate, rather than leave it up to chance and then not be able to have anything at all. So we are combining the 2 events into one, and this will mean it'll be a major celebration for the Year 12s. They'll be able to complete their time with us, and we'll be able to see them off into their new lives. The only other thing I need to mention is that for the Year 11s at Salisbury East, the mocktail will be going ahead as planned this coming Thursday. The only restrictions around that will be that when you are dropped off, you will need to be dropped off at the Kiss and Ride and then come in, and you'll need to be collected at the Kiss and Ride. No parents will be able to come any further than the Kiss and Ride area at the school. This is all going to go up on the website. It will all be done in our lovely little infograms that the marketing team have been putting together for all 3 schools. So I do recommend that you go and look at those. But I wanted to get this out to you as soon as possible so that we have some certainty about the next couple of weeks, and that certainly for our Year 12s at all 3 sites, that they know that there is a formal coming their way and they'll be able to celebrate their completion of their schooling at Tyndale Christian School. I know this is exhausting. We are a little brain faded here as well. We are doing the best we can. Please bear with us. I think this is really, really good news. I hope that you're encouraged by this. Year 12s, I hope that you're encouraged by this. And hopefully we can actually get through and get all of these events done, celebrate them this year, and then look forward to a new 2021. God bless everybody. Thank you for listening.